Hey there everybody, how you doing? I'm Maguz, the Volatile Gamer, and today we're playing Torchlight. I'm on an Engineer, and we're actually going to show you, or we, who's we? I'm going to show you a great starting spec for Engineer that just whomps ass, and I've played up to level 32, and it's been treating me well ever since. Now, I have tried some of the tanking stuff, and I gotta say, while it is plausible, it requires a lot of mana regen, so at this point in the stage of the game, unless you have a shit ton of awesome gems for that, the other spec's better. And what that spec is, we're going to go a little bit, quite a bit of blitz and a little bit of construction. And what we're going to do here, when you're first starting off, you get your 1 point in the flame hammer, which you already have. But once Ember hammer becomes available, completely switch over to that, because that has higher DPS per skill point based on your weapon damage, and it also breaks the enemy shields, which is pretty awesome. I still like flame hammer. Maybe later on I'll have both, but right now I'm good with just the one main nuke. Okay, so once that is available, like I said, max it out as much as you can. Until that's not available, you can max out your flame hammer. Now, this spec also, might I mention, is strength reliant. Every single point I got literally went into strength minus whatever I got on my gear for other things. I even used the attribute 2 potions to weaken my focus to put even more in the strength. Look at that, 733. Pretty awesome. So besides that one main nuke, it's mostly just going to be passives, especially early on in the game. That way you're not using much mana. You know, you don't have a lot of mana per hit, and that's what you're going to want to get at least 10 to 24. That way you could non-stop use your Ember Hammer. But until you get that, it's going to be mostly your passives, and those passives are going to be the following: heavy lifting, once it's available. You can max it out right away in the beginning. I'm not going to max it out now that I have more better options, but I will put a little bit into there. Once once Onslaught becomes available, you also want to grab that, and same for Seismic Slam, and I'll explain that a little bit more in detail in a moment. So Supercharge, it's kind of nice to have. I would recommend just 1 point. That way you have the chance of getting the extra charge quickly, but you don't really need, I mean, it's like 2.5, what is it? Yeah, or 3% bonus charge gain, whatever it is, but each point after that is much less than the initial one, and a lot of skills in this game are like that. So it's kind of nice to get the 1 point into certain skills, and then stop at that point, because it's like you'll get like 300 for the first one, for example, and then anyone after that's only adding 20 or something. Just not as cool, you know. So once Coup de Grace becomes available, put at least 1 point, but I like to maximize it too, because look at that, like that's like 1,100 extra electric damage whenever they're stunned. And like I was saying with Seismic Slam, that's a 64% chance to stun them, plus it does a little bit of fire, which is pretty cool. And I like it, you know. And on top of that, another passive you're going to grab is Fire and Spark, because that's going to increase your fire and your electric damage by quite a bit. Now, if you don't have a lot of mana regen, that won't be as effective, because you're going to be using more normal weapon attacks, which aren't going to be your fire and electric. But once you get at least 10 to 20 mana regen, not regen, mana per hit, you'll be able to just non-stop use Ember Hammer and smash shit, man. Like, your crits are going to be pretty big. So that's pretty much it. 1 in the Onslaught, 1 in the Seismic Slam, and then max out your passives and max out your main nuke Ember Hammer. Now I have 10 points left over. I could go a little bit in the passives, but I'm going to put 1 in the healing bot for a little bit of survivability. Don't need any more than that, because this is one of those examples where the first point is a shit ton, and then every other point after that's not so great. Like 369 health on the first point, but then the second one's only 392, which is only like, what, 20-some, closer to 30, per point at that point, so it's not really worth it. But get at least the 1, and it's nice to use. It's really, really nice to use. And also get 1 into Ember Reach. I would actually recommend 2 maybe, because you're going to get some extra damage, and it doesn't hurt to get more of that as you go along too. Now, Ember Reach is pretty cool. I'm also going to recommend 1 in the Charged Domination, which is just a small chance to completely get a full charge bar. Once again, one of those things, you get 3% on the first skill, 0.5 for every skill after that. Not so worth it to stack it at this point. Once you're higher, maybe, yeah, for sure. Now, I'd recommend not using Force Field once you unlock Ember Reach, because Ember Reach will do 100% stun chance in a 13.5 meteor radius at rank 2 if you have full charges. And we're not actually using any abilities that require more charges, so like, that's why I ditched Flame Hammer, because that actually, if available, will consume a charge. So that way we're gonna, and you know, theoretically always be at full charge and have Ember Reach doing 100% to make your Coup de Grace always effective at 1100 extra damage, which is pretty amazing at this point in the game. Now I have another 6 skill points at level 32 with all the fame that I got. What am I going to use them on? Well, there's a couple options. One that could be useful is maybe Dynamo Field, 1 point maybe, and what that is a very quick way to get your charges up, but you know, Onslaught will do that for you. Onslaught gives you, I think, 0.5 charge or something like that, half of a normal charge per use, so it wouldn't hurt to actually use that. This is a great opener attack. I like to open with Onslaught, then I'll use Seismic Slam, and then I will start using Ember Hammer, if even needed. You might even just be able to go Onslaught then Ember Hammer to one-shot everything, but on stronger bosses or whatever, you'll want to go Onslaught, Seismic Slam, and then Ember Hammer Reach. Ember Hammer spam, and then reapply stuns with Ember Reach in between. So I'm actually going to do that a little bit. It's going to reduce the mana cost, which is pretty cool, and it's a really strong attack, and it weakens them like mad. So that's not just awesome, it's also survivability awesome. So you're increasing your damage done, you're decreasing the damage incoming. It's just badass all around. Really great. So I still have one more point, probably just going to put it in the heavy lifting. Yeah, that's maxed out. Once again, I already have one into that. Spider Mines is kind of cool to put one into. If you ever play on Elite or Veteran, you might need to do a little bit of kite back and forth deal, where you're running away and then waiting for a health potion. In between waiting for health potions, you can throw down a Spider Mines, which will stun for you. And then as you return, boom, your coup de grace with your Ember Hammer will come in, and you're going to do some awesome damage. So I guess I'm not going to bother with that. I already tried it out. It wasn't too big deal about it, so I'm just going to go one more into Ember Reach because I like that extra damage that it's doing for me on bosses and whatnot. So that's the whole idea of the spec. You got to use two-handed. I didn't mention this, but it is a two-hander spec for sure, and maximum strength. I think I did mention that. So strength all the way as much as you can through your gear, through your gems, whatever. If you're going to get gems, I'd recommend using electric or fire gems over any others, as that will be increased by your fire and spark passive. So that's pretty much it. This is what I like to call the passive Paladin spec. Give me a second, I'll go get some monsters riled up and we'll kill them. Alright, here we go. Let's try some of this out. Nice little one-shot right there. Gotta love that. You could actually, if you have the mana regen, you could easily, this is great. I think this is on Veteran too, so that's pretty awesome. And that's 743 normal damage. The crits are pretty heavy. If you can get crit damage, it's pretty awesome, but not really necessary at this point, as most of your damage will just be base damage, including the coup de grace. Now, I'm not even using my stun here. How much do I have now? I like to set my Seismic Slam on the second one. Normally I would actually increase the skills on that a little bit, but I chose to go a little bit differently this time. No big deal. But at this level 33, I could get it up to like almost 80% chance to stun, which is pretty badass. Obviously you have the Ember Reach to do that too, which is pretty cool too. Ooh, what's this? Dexterity. Boop. Perpity perp. Perpity perp perp perp. But yeah. Whoops, I just moved my window, so it's going to be all messy. I'll be right back once I want to find a good big group of guys and just show you how you can just swamp them all in one hit. It's really fun. Alright, well, here we go. We have some baddies owned in the face with the 2k crit. These guys got all that fancy armor, whatever. So, I mean, I am in higher area levels now, so, I mean, you're not going to always one-shot, but it doesn't matter because it's pretty pimp of a spec anyways. Look at that, owned in the face. And while leveling, even in Act 1, it's pretty amazing how like you'll get those big group of guys that just get smashed face real quick. And like you'll be leveling with somebody, oh, this guy's, there's no way he's going to die in one hit, but we could at least do some openers here. Give me enough mana, motherfucker. So yeah, once again, you use your Ember Reach to guarantee coup de grace, and you're in happy times. So I'm not going to go too much more into detail on this. This is Let's Play number 4, but we're going to start Let's Play number 5 with me and Freya, hopefully in a couple seconds, if he's still up to playing or whatever, and we'll go from there. So let's just kill a couple more guys. I think I'm actually going to go over here. Maybe you want to check out this. What's going on over here? Oh, hello! You got quest for me? I want your quest. Alright, let's check. Excellent. I think we're in a boss room of sorts. What the fuck is going on? What's attacking me? What is this? What the hell? Strange. Ooh, I follow the gold. Where's the gold leading me? What's going on here? Oh, this is different. This is neat. Where are you leading me to this strange and dirty place? I guess I'll use a pet fish while we're waiting. Ooh, cool, it's a chest. Are you gonna give me some monsters? I mean, all I want to do is kill a couple freaking monsters. I've been waiting forever. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Why am I not doing damage? What the hell is this? Yeah, no shit. Now we got a nice little fucker here. Let's do the Ember Reach and let's start pimping. Now I don't even have enough mana per hit as I replaced quite a bit of it recently, so that's unfortunate really, but that's okay. So obviously you can't one-hit champions, but that's not what this is about. This is just about a smashing DPS spec for the Engineer, and hopefully you all like this, and try it out for yourselves. As you see, as you're leveling up, you're gonna laugh when you get those big packs and you just own them up, and you're with a buddy, and it's like, whoa, what's the point of this buddy unless they separate, because you're just raping face. So anyways, there goes that champion. That's gonna be it for this Let's Play. Join me back on the next episode of Torchlight Let's Play. I'm Maguz. Oh my god, the Volatile Gamer, and you have yourselves a great day, guys, and we'll check you out on the next one. And we're going to still have those respec potions, but even better, we also have the stat respec potions, and that is awesome too. You know, maybe you made a mistake, maybe you want to switch specs a bit, maybe you want to go from tank to DPS to whatever. Try out all sorts of fun stuff. So today we have the True Respec Potions, a great mod. It adds the actual potions right to your vendor. As you can see here, there's 5 different potions.
This video is part of the Way movement, a career path in video sponsored by TGN.